Hi, I'm Sarah Goldstein, and I've been a doula for 21 years and a doula trainer for 14 years. And I would really like to impart some of my knowledge as I'm slowly starting to wind down my doula career. My husband would be laughing if he was listening to this. I'm a birth advocate. I love helping women. This is for your doula bag, which I find are the most essential things you need in the doula bag. So this is for doulas in training, and also moms whose partners need some ideas on how to help them. Here are some pointers, ideas, tips, and items that you would want to take with you to have a more fun, interesting, and less painful birth experience. So this is the first item. You want to have a notebook. I have a lightweight one rather than hardback one. These are my clients, and I divide it in order of the months. So this is someone who would be giving birth now, and I want to write down everything that's happening. Not that she should see it, and maybe every half an hour or every hour, when her water broke, when she got an epidural, hopefully she didn't need one, and etc. The shower helped her, the oils helped her, and then if she calls me for a subsequent birth, then I'll be able to just check back in my notes. And of course, for the postpartum visit, she may want to know what happened when we got to the hospital, when they changed shifts, when the water broke, things like that. And everything's handy because I won't be able to remember usually, even if it's a short birth. Okay, a lot of women like hot packs and cold packs. So this is one of the many hot water bottles. I usually carry two. This is a more expensive one. I got it years ago. I haven't found another one since. But you can get any $5 hot water bottle, $2 hot water bottle. But make sure it's a good one because you don't want to cause any problems. You don't want it to burst. You don't want to put a lot of hot water, yes, not boiling water. You have to be very careful. I wrap it in a pillowcase so it's not too hot if you're placing it on her back. Some women also want it in the front. You don't want to leave it long there, just during a contraction to take the edge off. You don't want to bring more blood to that area and, God forbid, cause postpartum hemorrhaging. Another fun thing is a flexible cutting board. This can help when you're pressing on her back. This is on the lower pelvis. This can help also relieve pain when you do counter pressure. If it's too hard and not flexible enough, you can put the hot water bottle under it. But again, make sure it's not too hot. Make sure she has some clothing on, or wrap it in a towel. Okay, this is a spray bottle that you can put on a mist mode, and it's really nice on her especially when she's in transition and really hot. Sometimes I use it with a washcloth as well. If she needs a lot of water, I just have the husband run it under the sink, and you can have him do that as well, and put it over here on your forehead, on the back of your neck. And sometimes just a light spray from a water bottle. There's many kinds you can get in Target and Walmart. There's dollar ones. Barbers use these thin ones that are actually thinner for the birth bag, which I left at my last birth, so I have to get it back from my client when I do my postpartum visit, because I like the other one. It's much smaller. Now, let's say she is really hot, and that hot water bottle, it's enough. She liked it on the bottom, but now she's just too hot. Okay, great. So I have ice packs. One I leave in the freezer, in the hospital freezer. Hopefully they're very amenable to that. So I always have one available, and she can put that on her lower back. She can just hold it in her hands. And let's say she's early on in labor and she's dancing and walking around. So this is something I ordered also many, many years ago, so I can't say I remember where, but I'm sure you can find it online. And this has a Velcro to attach it very easily. And that way, your hands and her hands are free. And it's really comfortable in the lower back and very cooling. And she can dance around and move and hula hoop and whatever she wants. And she's just got that attached to her. Okay, that's for more cold. Now, again, this was $25. If you don't want to start out in investing that much in your doula bag, again, you can just get a couple of ice packs. You can fill water bottles. And what happens is I also keep one in the hospital freezer. When they start to melt, because you've been rolling them up and down her back, and it could be good for your hands and feel really nice for your hands as well. then she can drink it. She has nice cold water to drink. So I try to bring 2 different sizes. It obviously makes the bag very heavy. So if you want to bring just one, that's fine, and hopefully maybe that'll be a sign that it'll be a quick birth and you didn't need that second one. You've probably heard of the Rebozos. It's all over the internet. So this is one of my favorite. It actually, I got it on Amazon, and it wasn't cheap, but it actually, I don't think it's authentic, or at least it's acrylic. So I was expecting something else, but it's colorful, it's fun, it cheers up the room, and it can really help. Rebozo is a whole nother class in and of itself, and there's a book about it, and there's YouTube videos on it. Naoli is an amazing Mexican midwife who speaks and teaches it. It's really good for helping move the position of the baby, or if you have a woman who's having a 6th, 7th, 8th baby, and the uterus is distended, you want to put this over the belly. But again, this is a whole nother class in and of itself. There's something called shaking the apples. It's really helpful in getting the baby moving in a different position on a stalled labor. Very, very helpful, the Rebozo. I also have a second one in case one gets dirty or wet that I made myself. Basically, I bought a strong but flexible a bit material, wide and long, and I just trimmed all the edges. So if you want to start out not spending a lot of money because you're a new doula, there's no reason to get an authentic Rebozo. That is later on in your career. You can get some inexpensive massage tools as well. I have a few types. This is a nice roller one that a lot of the women like. This I see all over. It's a ball, and you can go around and around. It's very comforting and comfortable. Some women may not like it, so don't use it. Okay, this is another type that has 4 balls that you can go up and down on either side of the spine. On the spine itself, it can be uncomfortable, but it's very colorful and very user-friendly. I have a whole variety of massage oils as well as aromatherapy oils. Even if she thinks she liked it during pregnancy, she may not like it in labor because all the senses are very heightened, including the sense of smell. So make sure you or your partner, or if you're a birthing mom, whatever you bring, you may like it, again, earlier on, but you may not like it during the labor itself. So make sure you smell it. This is lavender, nice lavender massage oil. But, you know, if you like the smell, then use it during labor. I really like to carry a variety because so many women like different types of oils, and they're all for different purposes. So, for instance, if somebody's a little nasal and they have to clear up those sinuses, I have, it's called Olbas, O-L-B-A-S oil, and it's from Switzerland. And it almost smells like Vicks Vapor Rub. And she can smell it, put a little bit on the outside, dab outside her nose, and that can help clear up sinuses. It's really great. If someone has a headache, they're tired, it's been a long birth, they want a little pick-me-up, so I carry peppermint. Peppermint is fun. Most women do like it, and it's very, very refreshing and can give that extra kickstart when she's feeling sluggish and I just can't go on. A second bag of oil, I love these little snack bags and Glad bags and Hefty bags and whatever, the little ones, because I like to separate the mint scents from the other fragrances. I have orange oil here. A lot of women like that in labor. And I have vanilla. And I have lemon. Lemon is quite refreshing. Lavender is more of a relaxing one. And although these can be relaxing, you can put it in the bathtub as well. If she's in a bath, it's nice. Or you can mix it with a carrier oil, which my carrier oil of choice is almond oil in a separate bag. Because all these essential oils, if you're not an aromatherapist, you may not want to use them unless they're mixed, diluted greatly with a carrier oil. you don't know what kind of allergic reaction she'll have to it. And it's not oils that are much more serious, because there are some oils that are really for aromatherapists to use only, and these are the easier oils that are permitted for doulas to use, or moms in labor, and they definitely should be diluted in a carrier oil. Some women love a massage, and this is a great foot cream I bought. You can buy any kind. I like the healthiest, most natural ones. There was a woman I did a postpartum visit with, and she said, I don't know about the birth, but I loved your foot massage that you gave me. And she was really excited about that. That was her most vivid memory of how I helped her to get through the birth. It was relaxing. It was comfortable. She said, you can come to my house anytime and give me a foot massage. So that was kind of fun to hear. If you've learned about homeopathy, or if you have a homeopath that you work with, they can advise you on some very helpful homeopathic remedies to help a labor progress, to help a woman after birth, like arnica. Pulsatile and caliphyllum are very useful during birth to keep the labor in progression, but I don't want to go into details about homeopathy. That's something you have to learn, or go to a homeopath again. But I carry this in my birth bag for women who usually do need it. Now, this is my birth bag. I love compartments. I have compartments for my things, more compartments for what a woman may need in labor. So I go down to Chinatown and I buy these beautiful fans, and it also adds a lot of life to the room and color, because as you see by my rebozo, I love color. So the husband can be fanning her so your arms and your wrists don't get too tired. Or something I bought recently, because my friend bought it for herself, just to have for herself, is this little fan. Again, make sure the batteries don't run out, because that can really help, and it's all cute as well. This one has a little penguin on it. It's not a strong fan, but it's good enough if you're close enough to her face, and she can be really hot in labor. So that is nice for her, and I have a little compartment for both of hers, both of these items. And then sometimes the hospital just doesn't have straws, and she's sometimes lying in bed, and she may have different types of water bottles that won't be easily reachable. So I always carry a few straws. They're lightweight. Obviously, you can get them anywhere. And that is for you, Mom, or the doula should have in her bag. I try not to forget the midwife, the doctor, the nurse, and I always like to carry some chocolate mints or something to give them as a thank you gesture. Or in the middle of a long labor, here's a pick-me-up. This will help you finish your shift, because we could be in the middle and she may be there another few hours, the midwife or nurse, and we want to let her feel appreciated. Really good for the relationship between the doula and the midwife. And then they'll say, oh, here comes that doula. I hope she has chocolates, when you go there the next time. I really like to have some extra tissues. You never know what you're going to need them for, even to wipe her mouth, if she does get nauseous, if she does throw up. Our hospitals here have bags, small bags everywhere, so you don't have to get a barf bag, but I know they have them on Amazon, Walmart, different places, so you can put that in your birth bag. Okay, now we're going to go into some snacks, because you are going to need some, and she is going to need. Moms, you won't be able to eat much in labor. Our hospitals here in Israel allow women to eat and drink in labor. So, yay, because you need that energy. And even if it should be an emergency cesarean, they do an epidural, so there's no reason for general. So there's really no reason not to eat or drink in labor. But if you're in a hospital that you have to strictly follow their rules, you can ask them if you can have something like Tinglers. Carry also Nature Valley granola crunchy bars. That's a sweet, fun pick-me-up for myself or for the couple. I make some homemade cookies, granola cookies that I keep in little bags in the freezer, so I can just pop them in the bag. And if I don't have a birth for a while, then I just eat them. And sometimes someone else in the house may eat them, but that's okay. I make them often. Now, in this section are a few more things that I find are really helpful for pick-me-ups, and this is this extra section. I love sections, and then I know where everything is, and I don't have to go through a whole deep bag that people may call Mary Poppins bag, and then it's just, if you need something and you need it quick, you want to know where it is and which section. So I really highly recommend a birth bag on wheels. You get them where you buy regular suitcases, because this is the size that you can take on an airplane for overseas travel or local travel, and this is carry-on luggage. It's a great bag, and I've gone through a few different types, upgrading all the time. I like nuts, so I have a mixed bag of nuts and cran raisins that I take for myself. That can get me through. It has no smells, no odors. It shouldn't bother the birthing woman. You don't want to bring tuna fish or pickles or anything too strong, because her sense of smell is heightened in labor. And because of that, I also bring a toiletry kit. Here's those Ziploc bags again, I love, and you could see it through them, and so you know what's in there. So if you have a birth that you realize you ate something, or it's been all night, and then in the morning you really feel, or at some point you want to brush your teeth, there's mini toothbrushes, and of course travel size toothpaste. I put deodorant on, but when I really work up a sweat, I don't know that any deodorant helps. So if you need to change undergarments, I don't need to show you them, but I have some undergarments and a change of an undershirt also in my birth bag. The other thing I have, if you don't have time to properly brush your teeth, is a mini mouthwash that I just took from my regular mouthwash bottle, and I put it in this little container, and you just go in the bathroom, rinse your mouth, and run back to your client. The other thing that I have is dental floss, because I just don't like seeing black spots or sesame seeds between the teeth or anything like that, so you want to look your best at the birth, because that's what she needs. Then I have, this is my electronic spare charger, in case another client may want to get hold of you and you don't want your phone or battery to die. Maybe there's something with your family and they want to get hold of you. We try not to answer the phone. I give my cell phone to the husband and ask him who it is, because you don't want a disconnect from your client, and if you're busy talking on the phone or answering calls, it's not so helpful. But birthing moms, you could use these. It also has a set. I bring a set of earplugs, so she may just for the phone, earphones, and you may want to just have an extra set of that as well. So I have different kind of herbal teas, mint teas, fruit teas, regular tea if you really need that caffeine charge. It's really going to help you get through the birth. Some hospitals may have bathtubs. They may have a plug attached to it with the metal piece, or they may not. This is a really flat, nice one. It just fits on there, and she can hopefully get in the bathtub, because it really helps showers, and especially baths, relieve the pressure that she could be feeling in her stomach through the contractions, or surges as we like to call them. I like to have, not just in my phone, but a mini address book, because I can have names of backup doulas, I can have names of doctors, of midwives, of nurses, of other people I may need to call during the birth, when I'm at her house and I may need information. We're very blessed that if a woman doesn't want to go early to the hospital here, we have midwives that will do cervical checks if we're not sure where the woman's holding, especially a first birth and she's having a hard time, and she doesn't really want to go yet, especially if she's going to be told she's 3 centimeters. So I have some midwives I can call, and they can come check for a very nominal fee. In case of a quick labor, especially those second births, and they call you too late, and you get there too late, and suddenly here comes the baby, well, obviously we would call an ambulance, but if that baby's coming and you want to put on gloves very quickly, So you should have a set of gloves. I also use these if there's any cleanup jobs to do, to help the nurse in the hospital, to wipe her down. You don't want to come in direct contact with bodily fluids. So these are really good for that. So I carry them for multi-purpose reasons, and it's good for you to have also. I carry extra socks. I have a poncho, which I actually have to buy more, in case I want to get in the shower with her. She's in the shower and she needs still that back pressure and she needs you to help her. I know it's so hard, and please come in. And she may not be wearing anything, or she just be wearing a long t-shirt, whatever's comfortable for her, and you really want to help her. So you have to have a change. If you want Crocs, if you want beach shoes, if you want shower slippers, whatever you have in your bag. I just don't have them in here right now. I don't keep them in permanently. This is something when every time I go to a conference, I just have to come home with something. So this was being sold, and it's great. It's basically supporting your knees so you can help her, and you're going to get in different positions. If you don't have to invest in this now, if you're a newbie, that's fine. You can use a hand towel and fold it over, and that can be a knee support. It's just another something that when you're in the height of the excitement of a birth conference, you just have to buy it. I've downsized a lot in the music department. So this is my latest gadget. A lot of women just need that relaxation and calmness and comfort. So I downloaded a lot of relaxation music, which is really nice if a woman is in that mode, unless she's in the mood to get up and dance. She can bring her own music. I like to add, I give her a list of ideas to bring to the hospital. I just tell her that I have my own options and choices. So she may like this music, and then at some point she may say, shut that thing off, I can't anymore. And then, you know what? That's exactly what I do. I shut it off. So I tell them I'm not offended or insulted by anything that they say or do in labor, because it's her body and it's her birth. And she needs the birth she wants so she can have positive birth memories. This is something I blew up now. Obviously, I have a ball carrier, so I may take it blown up. It depends where I'm going and for how long and how far. But usually, it's something that is flat, and I bring a birth ball pump with me. So she can bounce on that and roll around and hula hoop. Obviously, you have to know if your hospital carries it. Not every hospital carries it. Some of our hospitals do. Unless she wants her own, she can buy her own and then use it afterwards for exercising. I encourage them even to buy one for the 9th month if they cannot afford it. Some women can't, unfortunately. So I give them mine to use. I have a few. So I give them one, and they bounce on it and roll and hula hoop, and they really can strengthen the leg muscles, and they can get a feeling of what's going to happen during labor and how they can support themselves and how they can help bring the baby down and move it around in that pelvis. Just to show you a birth ball when it's not blown up, this is how it comes, and it can be packed very tight. All the air should be taken out. There's a little bit inside right now. And this is something that the husband can be busy doing, and it's really, they like to be many husbands like to be part of the birth. And this is another project you can give them to do, is pump up the birth ball. If I am not yet in the year 2019, but if some of them are, and they have, or you have, this particular Bluetooth speaker system, they can put it in any area in the room, turn it up, turn it down. I like to carry this in my lab jacket, which I have 2 huge pockets. I just put on my lab coat to show you. So this is what I wear. I love the pockets. I carry the music in here. I carry some aromatherapy oils in here. Just make it easily readable, easily accessible. These are some buttons I've sometimes put on the pockets to make it more fun. This says Doulas, Mothering the Mother. Of course, this is these conferences that I go to and I just can't resist buying. This says Empowering Women Everywhere. And this is meconium happens, and of course it's green because people's water may break. Some woman's water could break into, oh no, it's meconium. Meconium does not have to be dangerous. It can be light. We should not panic. That's the worst thing that a doula can do. Keep chilled. So this is the lab coat, and it's very light, easy to get. I think it should be one of the initial investments because it just makes your life so much easier when you can have things accessible in those big, deep pockets. A lot of the things I've done, I've had a real passion for, and I've just found that women really need different ways to access information. So I decided to write a couple birth story books with a lot of information interwoven into the story about a doctor who wanted to break someone's water and somebody wanted to do a vacuum. It's infertility stories, stories from 50 years ago, present day stories, emergency, taxi births, home births, accidental and on purpose, and those are the two. And then I wrote a doula's journey book because there were so many books about a midwife, which I have here, and I have another 50 inside, all kind of books, because I opened up a lending library, which is really nice to have for your clients. And I decided to write a doula's journey because there were all these books about a midwife's story, and there wasn't one about a doula. So if anyone's interested in that, it's on Amazon.com, and that was a long, fun haul, but worth it. Wishing all you mothers and all you doulas, whether you're seasoned or not, healthy, wonderful, positive, and empowering birth experiences that give lasting birth memories for the rest of your lives. That's it. Nice. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me. If you have any comments or questions in the section below, please write them, as long as they're all positive. Thank you for joining me.